Hello children, hope you all are good. Today we are going to start very important chapter because it was the important phase in Indian history, that was independence and partition of India. Lord Mountbatten. Lord Wavell, who has proposed the failed Cabinet Mission Plan. Cabinet Mission Plan was the Wavell Plan, and it was rejected by the Muslim League because this plan fell short of its demand for Pakistan. The Congress rejected this plan as the plan did not accept the total independence of India from the foreign rule. That's why Lord Mountbatten was appointed as new viceroy in 1947. His immediate task was to restore peace between Indian National Congress and the Muslim League. Mountbatten found that the task is difficult and decided to speed up the transfer of power without any delay. He presented his plan, the Mountbatten Plan, before the seven leaders Nehru, Patel, Kripalani, Jinnah, Liaquat, Nishtar, and Baldev Singh. Indian National Congress and Muslim League accepted this plan. This plan was announced on June 3rd, 1947. But Gandhiji once again reminded not to go for partition as it may cause harm to the country because it had the plan of division of India into two parts, one Pakistan, another one India. That's why Gandhiji reminded all the leaders regarding to the fear or the harm to the country. Lord Mountbatten found it was difficult to solve the deadlock between two parties, and he realized that the cabinet mission was unworkable and a partition of India was inevitable. So, therefore, he sought to effect the transfer of power without any delay. Clauses of Lord Mountbatten Plan. Partition. Country would be divided into two dominions, India and Pakistan, because Muslim League demanded for a separate nation. Relations between two new dominions. Two dominions would decide what kind of relation they wish to keep with the British Commonwealth or imperial rulers, and with each other. Boundary Commission. Boundary Commission would be set up and it would settle the boundaries of the two dominion, boundaries regarding to the states, boundaries regarding to the water bodies, princely states. All the treaties with the princely state would come to an end. So, treaties already, there were several acts which were introduced by Britishers, like Subsidiary Alliance, Doctrine of Lapse, a Rowlatt Act. So, all these treaties with the princely state would come to an end, and these princely states were given complete independence to join any dominion. It means they would remain part of India or they would join Pakistan as well. So they were completely independent, they were liberal, or to remain independent. And they were also given opportunity to remain independent, means to form their own uh, province. Then Bengal and Punjab. Partition of Bengal and Punjab was proposed, provided that the legislative assemblies of the two provinces decided in favor of partition. Next, Sindh. The Legislative Assembly of Sindh was to take its own decision at a special meeting. For Sindh, this proposal was passed. Northwest Frontier Province. A plebiscite was to be held in the northwest frontier province to ascertain whether the people wanted to join India or Pakistan. So this opportunity was for Northwest Frontier Province that if they would like to join India, so they can be the part of it. Otherwise, they could join Pakistan. The district of Sylhet, the Muslim majority district of Sylhet, was to decide by a referendum whether it would join East Bengal or remain in Assam. Constituent Assembly. The existing Constituent Assembly would continue to work, but the constitution framed by it would not apply to Pakistan. There was a provision that separate constitution could be framed for Pakistan. A separate constituent assembly would be constituted for those parts of India which decided in favor of partition. Now, last one, transfer of power. The plan ended with a declaration that the transfer of power would take place not in June 1948 but much earlier than that. The British Parliament would pass an act for the transfer of power before August 15, 1947. Acceptance of Lord Mountbatten plan. Finally, Mountbatten's plan was accepted. Public expressed mixed feeling. Nationalists criticized partition. Indian National Congress has no other alternative, so accepted the plan. Muslim League was not happy with the way Pakistan was divided, but still accepted it. Reasons of acceptance of the plan are as follow. Large-scale communal riots convinced all that partition is the only solution. Sardar Patel said India would be divided into smaller Pakistans if we refuse the partition. Muslim League had joined interim government. Indian National Congress had realized that it can't work jointly administer with Muslim League. Leaders realized that if partition was further delayed, then India may head towards a civil war. The historic pronouncement was received with actually mixed feelings by the public because the nationalists they deplored the partition of India while the Muslims of League were not fully satisfied with the way Pakistan was divided, but they accepted the plan for partition. All India Congress Committee accepted the Mountbatten plan because, according to Maulana Azad, the Congress had no other alternative. Next clause. British were trying to suggest the rulers, the Indian rulers, to remain independent. And continuation of British rule would mean a greater calamity. So, partition was the price for immediate independence. So, that's why in Haribari all accepted Mountbatten plan. A smaller India with a stronger central authority was better than a bigger India with weaker central authority. There was no alternative. So this time all the leaders they accepted Mountbatten plan because they had the idea that India with a stronger central authority was better. Means they were ready for partition. Leaders felt that partition would keep away undemocratic procedures and constitution of separate electorates from India. And then India can evolve as a truly secular and democratic state. So, here our Indian leaders found an opportunity to have separate electorates for India as well as they would get secular country where they will have democracy. The Indian Independence Act of 1947. After the acceptance of the Mountbatten Plan by all the Indian leaders, then British Prime Minister introduced the Indian Independence Bill. in the British Parliament, and it was passed by both the British Houses on July 1st, 1947. The main clauses or provisions of the Indian Independence Act of 1947 were as follows. First, the two dominions Pakistan would include Sindh, British Balochistan, Northwest Frontier Province, West Punjab, and East Bengal. The remaining territories would be included in India. Boundary Commission, exact boundary. Provisions of partition. Bengal and Punjab would be divided if desired by its people. Through plebiscite or voting, people of Northwest Frontier Province and Sylhet would decide whether to join India or Pakistan. Later, they joined West and East Pakistan. Now, next clause of the Indian Independence Act, Governor General for each dominion. There would be a Governor General who would be appointed by the British King on the advice of the Cabinet of the concerned dominion. Separate constituent assemblies to serve as central legislatures. So there were the central legislatures who would have full powers to make laws for their respective dominions. And even they would act as a sovereign body for legislative purposes. End of jurisdiction of the British Parliament. This was completely going to be abolished. From 15th August 1947, control of British Parliament would end. Emperor of India and King of England title would be dropped. Till separate new constitutions are framed, a country would be governed as a per Act of 1935. Governor General would have the powers to modify or adopt Government of India. Right of king to veto laws would be given up. The act marked the end of the British rule in India, as the clauses suggest. The dominions of India and Pakistan came into existence on August 15, 1947. Lord Mountbatten, on the request of Nehru, continued as the Governor General of India. The further clauses are princely state, would be free from all British treaties and free to join either of the dominion. This facility was provided to princely state. Treaties and agreement with government of India would lapse. So all the treaties and agreement which were done by Britishers, they would come to an end. Division of army and asset was done. Division of army and asset was done. Bringing act into operation by Governor General. Then office of Secretary of State and interest of existing officers. So interest of the existing officers would be safeguarded. So on this very auspicious day, a speech was made by Nehru that long years ago we made a tryst with the destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, and not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. So it is fitting that at this solemn movement we take the pledge of dedication to the service of India and her people and to the still large cause of humanity. So, children, with this, the chapter is completed. And now I want you people to write answers of the questions which are given in the chapter. Now here are the pictures based on terrible scenes after the partition of India and Pakistan. Train fully loaded because partition after partition, few people they were sent from Indian part to Pakistan, and few people from Pakistan they were compelled to go back in the part of India. So people they experienced several hardships after this partition. Here, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru giving a speech from Red Fort on August 15, 1947 after independence. Thank you.